Hi guys, I'm back. And it only took me a few minutes. It took more time for me to pick the color. I'm just kidding. That's not true. But it was very quick to come to this, because this is being recorded just a few minutes after what you just saw. So, are you ready to learn? That's what just came up on my phone, because I need to teach you guys about quantum rituals. Yes, there's a lot that we're going to talk about from the previous episodes. Make sure you put a comment here on the things that you really want to know from what I just spoke on the previous episodes. So pretty much be like, WTF, what are you talking about when you said this? You go to adventuresinc.com. Read the entire website from page 1 to page whatever last one exists. Click on the links of each project. Go deep down the rabbit hole of understanding what each project is about. And then at the bottom, you're going to find another form for you to fill out if you're interested in that project. Because each project will require specific positions, from brand manager, project manager, graphic designer, video editor, podcast editor, digital publisher, book publisher. We love doing what we are doing, and we want you to love what you're doing too. For that reason, we like to invite those of you that filled out the form to go to adventuresinc.com and check the website for our projects. There you're going to find each of our brands, each of our projects, for-profit and non-profit, communitary and individual. Individual in a sense that you will have education for you to individually consume while creating by being a part of the projects. Now, how you're going to be a part of the projects. Let's say you go through adventuresinc.com. Okay, so let's get straight to the chase. How do we get out of the rat race? We create things for our community. How? We are going to do a step-by-step process, okay, to go from where you are right now to being a digital business creator, okay? So if you have not filled out the form, fill it out. Find it somewhere, because if you can't find the form, you shouldn't even be here with us, because we want people that are amazing researchers, amazing truth seekers, amazing awakened souls. Is that who you are? How awake are you? Hashtag. Okay, I was just rewatching the last episode. If you haven't, it was so funny. Like the whole QAnon, hashtag QAnon, hashtag Q, hashtag the storm is upon us, hashtag the Great Awakening, hashtag all that stuff. All the conspiracy stuff, you know, hashtag conspiracy facts, hashtag, do we want to say Pizzagate? I don't know. Maybe we should not talk about Pizzagate. Let's just stick to our 5G protection EMF clothing line. That's right. If you want to work with us, we are looking for people that are interested in how will show you. Like this. You know what this is? Do you? Do you really? I have more to show you. I have more little secrets in between my heart. This. You know what this is? Have you ever heard of electrum? Q should know. Kofefi. Although our kofefi is different. Here, we use Q link. Wait, are you part of that Q conspiracy stuff? Are you like with them? And we're back. Did you research the other channels associated with danigula? For example, she is the founder of Awareness Anthology, Sunset Meditations, Spirit of Dance, Dance for Kids Project, Indigo Ecoware. Which reminds me to remind you that we are searching for people that wants to help us work with a new clothing line that is going to be the next Lululemon of EMF protection. That's right, 5G is here, guys. So what to do, what to do, what to do? We protect. How? So you know what I'm saying. Just leave comments and I will be remembering by having my 8V team send me a task on my task list, and that reminds me to remind you about LLG Media workshop. That's right. We are here to talk to you about our apprenticeship program. That's right. Digital Business Apprenticeship. Did you sign up? Did you fill out the form? Did you submit it? Did you join our Facebook group? Did you connect with danigula at Instagram? Did you send her a message saying hello? Did you research? Live, Love, Grow Network is the place that we collectively co-create. Is the place that we collectively share ourselves and become part of our private, exclusive alliance. The Conscious Alliance. The Conscious Alliance is you, a member of the New Earth, a member and creator of the New Earth, a member and creator of a conscious lifestyle. How? Bringing your gifts. That's why we have Buzios Beyond Paradise, the festival, where you bring your unique zest and innovative originals, in which we are going to talk about at Live, Love, Grow Network. liveloveandgrow.com is the place in which you find our network. What is that? If you went to adventuresinc.com and read through the website, you should know that by now. That's right. Did you? If you didn't, I'd recommend you do. And I'd recommend you join LLGN. Live, Love, Grow Network. liveloveandgrow.com is where you help create a conscious lifestyle network. What does that mean? Anyways, since we ended up touching or going in that subject, let's go into it. This is quarantine time. We don't know how long this is going to take. All we know is the way for you to find a way to produce income is digitally. I mean, unless you want to tell me something else. Like, yeah, sure, there's all kinds of other ways, but it's not as big of a selection as it used to be before this quarantine thing, if you know what I mean, right? So, what do? Well, we live, we love, and we grow media. And other things too, like food, in which we are going to talk about. Live, Love, Grow Media, or LLG Media, is the digital production agency that I founded a few years ago, or many years ago, depending on when you're seeing this video. Maybe you're seeing this video 2,000 years from now. Have you thought about that? How now the history can't be lied to you anymore like it used to? I mean, unless they shut down the internet and delete all our files and kill us all, then yeah, I guess it's possible to lie about our past. Is that what they did? Hashtag the Great Awakening? So I go over explaining to you how I started, and as I share with you how I started, you go and see scenes from that time. So the beginning of where I am today, as far as being in front of the cameras, was a long process to get here. To be used to talking to the camera, to be used to hear myself, see myself, took a long time. And my goal is to help you not have to go through that long process on figuring it out all by yourself. So what I do is I talk to you on our LLG Media, Live, Love, Grow. By the way, in case you're wondering why sometimes I look that way, is to see if the timer is about to end so I can conclude my train of thought and not get cut in the wrong location, if you know what I mean. Also, it sounds like and it looks like I'm reading, but I'm actually not reading any script at all. Right now, I am choosing to free flow based on years of content creation. So in a sense, what I teach you on LLG Media, how to be a digital business creator, how do you go from getting used to the camera? We have a big list of products that we are going to need: product development managers, researchers, sales, marketing, you name it. Maybe after you read the projects, you're like, I'm good at this and that, so maybe I'm going to make that as my position. And that is perfect. Because ideally, we want somebody with a minimum of 3 expertise skills, right? For example, my expertise: I'm a visionary, I am an artist, I am an entrepreneur, and I am a digital creator. I am a content creator. if we are not also being nice to other species. So if we are not beings how can I put it? Check this out. Think of it like that. You walk into your apartment, go into your kitchen or house, get to the kitchen and you see all these ants all over your sink, okay? What's the first thing you do? You open the sink, you throw water, you get a rag, and you wipe that up quickly, right? So, millions of children that were taken underground and the massive business that exists surrounding that and the many cruel activities taking place. And it's important for us to understand a little bit about what's going on, because that will help us make better choices for now on. Because we can't expect others not to be cruel with our species if we are not. But before we go and explain about that, about me going down deep rabbit holes and researching about the true history of where we come from, the true history of what happened in this previous timeline, in this existence, as well as what's happening outside of this planet in other galaxies, as well as what's happening underneath the Earth in this realm, in this timeline, and the involvement of not so nice things like children being taken, as there are millions. Hashtag QAnons is what I had said on the previous episode. We have been digging a lot of that, and I actually wanted to make a video about that because I got to the point that for pretty much 3 weeks, I delved really deep into multiple rabbit holes. If you know what I mean when I talk about that lingo, for you Brazilians, when you go deep down the rabbit hole, it's kind of like digging deep and researching something. Like you walk into a room and you're like, oh, this is real, this is true. But then there's like 6 other doors and you go in and you're like, oh, which one do I open? And you're like, this one, and you go in. Oh my God, I just finished reading a message from one of my best friends. Wow, just so you understand about multiple timelines, multiple realities, multiple dimensions within this experience, okay? So we're going through the quarantine. There's a lot of people having a very hard time. There's a lot of people not having enough food to eat. We have people that have died. We have people that are doing business as usual. And we have people that are loving the quarantine. We have people that are bored. And we have people that are angry. And we have people that are researching, you know, hashtag QAnon. Okay, let me explain this a little better and easier. The Conscious Alliance is a group of like-minded, like-souled beings that choose to be of service to all, that choose to use the law of one as their guide in everything they think, act, feel, and do. Now that's a tough one, to do it all the time like you're pretty much an angel. No, we are ascending to become that which we are. Angelic beings, star seeds, rainbow, indigo, crystal. I know there's a lot to take in. I want to leave you with this one thing right now. A lot of us might be really upset to have a government, to have our rights being taken, to have hunger existing in the world, to have a lot of deception, to have a lot of lies and all that negative stuff. If we want to change that, that has to start within. And you have to be congruent and act the way you want it to be done upon you, right? So are you upset because there might be a satanic group of people as a... So what we want to reflect, and what the reason why I'm talking about this right now, is it's important for us, if we want to create the new earth, it's important for us to be the new earth. How do we be the new earth? Well, if we want to be respected, if we want to be free beings, sovereign beings, right? If we want to be compassionate beings, because we want compassion from other species, we should do that unto others as you want it done unto you. Hashtag Christ consciousness, hashtag the pretty much only thing that Jesus Christ, Buddha, and all the avatars want you to do. Simple. If you're interested, we can invite specific people to come and do an interview with them so we can ask them questions. But in any case, it's pretty much like that. We are a species that right now are not being congruent and coherent with harmony. Not only we are not harmonized physically, we are not harmonized energetically, we are not harmonized, you know. Do you know why? You're like, I'm harmonized, Daniela. I do this and I do that. I don't do anything bad for anyone. Well, you might not do anything bad for anyone, but how do you treat yourself? How do you treat, you know? It's like, it's deep, guys. This is like self-awareness. It's a long journey. Or full-on other species. So they look at us without any type of compassion. They don't have a compassion chakra. Compassion chakra, as far as I was told, stays in between our heart chakra and our throat chakra. Pretty much right here is where our compassion chakra exists. These species don't have that, right? So for them, creating vaccines and wiping a lot of us out is just like you walking into the kitchen and wiping all of those ants out of your kitchen sink. First of all, they believe, and they apparently were given this planet. This is their planet. They conquered this planet. How? I don't really know. There are different people that are experts on that. We can maybe... I am not defending the cabal. I'm not defending the deep state. I'm not defending Bill Gates. For the love of God, no, I'm not. But what I'm doing is making a point here, showing a perspective of being on the other shoes, not only in the shoes of the sentient beings that we as a species are not respecting other species. Other species are not respecting our species. So the bloodlines of certain families that happen to be hybrids or full-on other species, and in a sense, you might get mad with what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. In a sense, you are no different than Bill Gates trying to create a depopulation program and a totalitarian government. Do you put birds in a cage? Do you have pets that don't want to be pets? Do you? Do you eat other species of living sentient beings? Well, they do too, you know? Now, for the love of God, don't think I am protecting or justifying or... So what I'm trying to say is there are different species living on this planet, as you know, right? There are dogs, there are cats, there are lizards, there are cows, there are whales, you know, there are different species. And some species have hearts, some don't, you know. Some species have feelings, some don't. Question is, do you kill species that have feelings? Because if you do, you make no difference. When it comes to creating the new earth. So, same way, other species, like, I'm not going to say his name, but I'm going to say, think of you opening a window and looking outside and truly seeing what's out there. There are people and there are windows. There are hard things and there are soft things. You know, like, let's get to the chase. Hashtag Bill Gates, you know what I'm saying? Like, he wants to wipe most of the population of the world. To him, we are pretty much like ants. So now, well, we can't eat plants anymore because they are sentient beings too? No, we can't. Because the fruits of the plants are their gifts to us, right? So that's how we know when we are being conscious beings. What? So now we can't eat anything anymore? We can do whatever we want. We are creators. We can literally do whatever we want, just like they can. And for them, it's eating children, our children. wipe their structures out of the scene, moving us forward into the 5D realms. How do we do that? Well, how are you taking care of plants? Do you understand they're conscious living beings? What? They're conscious living beings? You're crazy, Daniela. No, there's enough research now to prove that. Do you know they are sentient beings? But do you know they came here also to be of service? But to be of service, they must be handled with the same consciousness and the same care as you wish upon yourself and upon. Do you want to have the oceans clean? Do you want to have the Amazon saved? Do you want the animals to not be tortured? Don't do the same to yourself. Don't do the same to others. And when you do that, others won't do it to you. Because our frequency as a collective will be so freaking powerful that us, the awakened ones, who are more than the 1% and the elite, will have enough power, resonance, to cymatically wipe their structures. But anyway, my point is first just to reflect, okay? The mirror effect exists as part of these universal laws, and whatever we are perceiving is the world in which we are living. And how we are living on the inside and vibrating on the inside is that which we are seeing on the outside. So I know a lot of us don't like to believe that and think that because it's easier to point fingers out that way. But if we do that, how can we ever have power to fix anything? And the way to fix everything is with our actions. Do you want to save the earth? Do you want to save yourself? Do you want to have... So I know a lot of you might be really outraged with what I am saying by making these comparisons, but I want you to remember, as above, so below. Whatever is happening in the micro is happening in the macro, right? That's the unified field theory. If you want to learn more about that, you can research Nassim Haramein. He is an amazing physicist that I personally drove from LA to San Diego over 6 hours just to hear this brilliant scientist speak. It's complicated. If you like to geek out and, you know, it's fun. But anyways, because if you don't want little children to be sacrificed, to be eaten, to be tortured, you know, you don't do that to the children of other species. Capiche? And I am not pointing fingers at anyone because I am in this boat with a lot of you, most of you. And I am going through that awakening. I am going through this journey of self-awareness, of noticing my actions, my words, my thoughts, my feelings, learning my abilities, learning my superpowers, learning my weaknesses, right? So if you want, to have the deep state, the cabal, the dark agenda, the Anunakis to leave us alone and leave us free as sovereign beings, as angelic beings that we are meant to be, with our full crystalline DNA activated, right? We must act in that way because the law of karma is still present as a universal law. So, how are you acting on a daily basis, on a minute basis? What are you doing? Because I received a message from a dear friend, and I was talking to you guys about how there's different timelines being experienced, different dimensions being experienced in this now. Let's not get this complicated. Apparently she found the one, and that's amazing. Apparently she found her genetic match. What is that? Well, let's go into recording this session so I can talk to you guys about that. We're going to take a break. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff that was once simply spirituality and spiritual beliefs. Now they're more like technology, advanced tools. Believe it or not. And we're not going to go into that right now. But I want to go back to a moment in which I was talking about a message that I received on this phone. We're going to talk about that too. That's the Shri Yantra. Not right now. Okay. So I received a message from a forgiveness exercise. There are tons and tons and tons of tools out there. It's you, it's the quarantine, you've got time. And this is the time to do it. So, enough about that. We are going to talk about the ascension process. We're going to talk about the ascension just call it the ascension process, okay? Within that ascension process, we're going to learn about spiritual mechanics. We're going to learn about implants. We're going to learn about cleansing. We're going to learn about light codes. We're going to learn about a bunch of stuff. Does not mean that we can't get justice because laws against life were broken, in fact. So the moment in which you go into forgiveness, that's why forgiveness of thyself is the fastest way to heal the world. I don't know how, but trust me, that's what I've been told. That's what you've been told. So why not try? There are so many resources out there to go through a forgiveness exercise. hashtag a lot of people that have done really shitty things in this world. And the only way to create is from love. They already told us. Hashtag Nelson Mandela. Dude. Hashtag Gandhi. Hashtag Jesus. I mean, only through love we can heal. Only through love we can heal. With that which we preach, unconditional love, non-judgment, forgiveness. Don't we preach that? Don't we talk about that? Isn't that what our guides talk about? So how do we go into that only for a certain species but not another? Unconditional is unconditional. Holy cannoli. Ooh, that stuff. I mean, you're saying I need to have unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, and non-judgment to people like hashtag the cabal, hashtag Bill Gates, hashtag Oprah, hashtag. Then it came, then the awareness came in, right? Because we go through this process from cognitive dissonance to not believing, to rage, to believing, to getting depressed, and until we get to, okay, now what? How do I change that? Because you also go through feeling completely powerless, right? But then you get into the point of, okay, now how do I become responsible for this? How do I forgive myself for this? How do I forgive others for this? How do I go into non-judgment? Because the truth is, if we are in fact light workers, if we are in fact star seeds and light beings, going through the rage and all of that stuff is not in alignment with the law of one. It's not in alignment with, ooh, heavy topic, isn't it? Listen, I'm gonna clarify. Me, I don't condone. I don't agree. I also feel you don't understand how much I had to go through a purging and a cleansing process in which I went through depression as I was learning a lot of the stuff that's happening in our world. Okay, so don't think that I have no compassion and I'm just speaking that in a very cold way. No, I went through a very mourning process, right? And it was, I would literally was depressed, okay? But then it came the awareness.